The stranger walks into Gwen's office at exactly 9:47 a.m. No appointment, no warning, just walks past the receptionist like he owns the building. Expensive suit, confident smile, eyes that calculate everything. Gwen looks up from her paperwork, freezes. She knows this type, knows the danger they represent. Ms. Carter, he uses her fake name, the witness protection identity. Or should I call you Ms. Davis? Her hand moves toward the drawer, the gun she keeps there. I wouldn't. His voice is calm, pleasant. I'm not here to hurt you, I'm here to make you an offer. I'm not interested. You will be. He sits without invitation. Because 6 months ago, you made some very powerful people very angry, and now they want you working for them. The syndicate is finished. We destroyed them. The syndicate, he laughs. Ms. Davis, the syndicate was the minor leagues, we're something else entirely. He slides a folder across her desk. Inside, photos of her and Dominic, recent, yesterday, this morning. We've been watching, waiting, evaluating, and we've decided you're exactly what we need. For what? To fix a problem, a very specific problem, one that requires your unique skill set. I don't work for people who threaten me. This isn't a threat, it's an opportunity, a way out, a chance to finally stop running. He stands, adjusts his cufflinks. You have 24 hours to consider. After that, he pauses at the door. After that, we stop asking nicely. He leaves. Gwen sits frozen, heart hammering, mind racing. 6 months of peace, 6 months of normal. Gone in 90 seconds. This episode, Gwen kills a man who was kind to her. She does it for money, for protection, for survival. Was it worth it? Subscribe for episode 7, The Consequences. Comment, worth it or not worth it. Introduction. Dominic knows something's wrong the moment he walks into the farmhouse. Gwen is sitting at the kitchen table, staring at nothing, a folder open in front of her. What happened? She doesn't answer, just slides the folder toward him. He looks, sees the photos, his face hardens. When? This morning, he walked right past Emily, right into my office, like security didn't exist. Description. 50s, expensive suit, British accent maybe, called himself. She stops. Actually, he didn't give a name, just said he represented we, whoever we is. Dominic studies the photos, professional surveillance, multiple angles, days of observation. They've been watching us for weeks, maybe longer. He said 24 hours, to consider their offer. What offer? He didn't specify, just said they have a problem, need our unique skill set to fix it. And if we refuse? He didn't say, but the implication was clear. Dominic closes the folder. We need to leave. Now, pack everything. We're gone in 30 minutes. Dominic. They found us. Again, that's twice in 6 months. We can't stay here. Where do we go? I don't know, but we figure it out on the road. 27 minutes later, they're packed. Weapons secured. Documents ready. Gwen takes one last look at the farmhouse. 6 months here. 6 months of pretending to be normal. Her phone rings. Unknown number. She answers despite herself. The same voice from this morning. Ms. Davis, you're leaving, I can see that. But before you do, I need you to understand something. How are you? We're watching. Always, you can run, you can hide, but we'll find you. Just like we found you this time, and the time before, and every time after. What do you want? Meet me, 1 hour, Pier 19. Same place you rescued Emma Chen. Bring Dominic, we'll talk like civilized people. And if we don't? Then the next person who walks into your office won't be asking nicely. They'll be collecting, and trust me, you don't want that. The call ends. Gwen looks at Dominic. They want a meeting, Pier 19, 1 hour. It's a trap. Everything is a trap, but at least this time we know it's coming. They drive, silent, processing, calculating odds. Pier 19 is abandoned, has been since the syndicate fell. Empty warehouses, rusted metal, perfect for an ambush. They arrive early, scout the location, 3 exits visible, probably more hidden. At exactly 11:00 a.m., a car pulls up. Black, expensive, armored probably. 3 people exit. The man from this morning, plus 2 others. No visible weapons, but that doesn't mean anything. Dominic and Gwen step out of their cover, meet them in the open. The man smiles. "Thank you for coming. I know trust is difficult for people in your position." "Cut the pleasantries," Dominic says. "What do you want?" "Direct, I appreciate that. My name is Director Vance. I work for an organization you've never heard of. We operate between governments, between agencies, between what's legal and what's necessary." "Spies." "More than that, we're the people who handle problems governments can't officially touch. Terrorists, cartels, rogue states, and occasionally," he looks at them, "occasionally people like you. We're not problems. No, you're solutions. At least you could be, if you agree to work with us." "The offer." Gwen speaks first. "Work with you how?" "Consultation, strategic planning, operational support. You have skills we need. Experience in organized crime, understanding of criminal psychology, and most importantly, you're deniable." "Deniable." "If an operation goes wrong, we can claim you acted independently. No government connection, no political fallout, clean." Dominic's voice is ice. "You want us to be your criminals, your off-the-books assets." "I prefer independent contractors. But yes, essentially. And in exchange. Protection, real protection. Not witness protection that fails every 6 months. Not running, not hiding. Actual security, plus compensation. Significant compensation." "How much?" Vance names a figure. 7 digits per operation. Gwen tries not to react, fails. "That's generous, yes, because what we're asking is dangerous, illegal in some jurisdictions, and morally complicated." "What kind of operations?" Dominic asks. "Varies. Sometimes we need someone eliminated. Sometimes we need information extracted. Sometimes we need an organization destabilized. Depends on the situation." "You're asking us to be assassins." "Sometimes, among other things." "And if we refuse?" Vance's smile fades. "Then you continue as you are, running, hiding, looking over your shoulders, waiting for the next organization to find you, the next threat, the next." "We get it," Gwen interrupts. "But here's what you don't get. We didn't survive this long by being controlled, by being assets, by being tools," Vance finishes. "I understand, but consider this your tools anyway, for whoever's hunting you, for whatever agenda they have. At least with us you're compensated, protected, and you get to choose which operations you accept. We can refuse. Within reason. We understand personal ethics, moral boundaries. We won't force you to do something unconscionable." Says the man asking us to kill people for money. "Semantics, you've killed before, for survival, for protection, for revenge. This is just," he pauses, "this is just getting paid for it." Dominic and Gwen exchange looks. Silent communication built over 2 years of surviving together. "We need time," Dominic says. "Of course, but not too much time. We have an operation scheduled in 72 hours. We'd like you on the team." "What operation?" "Elimination. Target is a arms dealer, responsible for weapons flowing to terrorist organizations. Killed thousands indirectly. Governments can't touch him. Too connected. Too careful. But you," he looks at them, "you could get close. You could finish this." "Why us?" "Because the target has a weakness. Beautiful women. Specifically beautiful women who seem vulnerable, who need help. Who," he looks at Gwen, "who look exactly like you." Gwen's stomach turns. "You want me to seduce him?" "Seduce, befriend, gain access. Whatever works. Dominic would be nearby, providing security, extraction if needed. It's a simple operation. Clean, minimal risk." "Nothing is minimal risk." "Lower than what you've been doing. Lower than fighting the syndicate. Lower than rescuing FBI agents' daughters from Tier 1 operators. How does he know about that? Vance sees her face, smiles. We know everything, Ms. Davis, your entire history, every operation, every risk, every win. We've been studying you, evaluating, and we believe you're exactly what we need. Or you're lying, and this is another trap, another organization trying to control us. Possible, but unlikely. If we wanted you dead, you'd be dead. If we wanted you controlled, you'd be in custody. We want partnership, voluntary partnership. Under threat of being hunted forever if we refuse. Life is complicated. We all make compromises. Dominic steps forward, closing distance, asserting dominance. Here's our compromise. You give us the details of this operation, all of them. We evaluate, we decide. And if we do it, if we eliminate your target, you give us something in return. Such as the truth, who you really are, what organization, what authority, everything. Vance considers. Fair, but only if you succeed. No success, no information. Deal. They shake hands, formal, professional, both knowing it means nothing. Vance hands Dominic a USB drive. Everything you need, target profile, location, security, timeline, study it, plan, and in 72 hours, he pauses. In 72 hours, we'll see what you're really capable of. He leaves. The two others follow. The car drives away. Gwen and Dominic stand in the abandoned pier, alone. We're actually considering this, she says. Do we have a choice? We always have a choice. Do we? Or are we just choosing which master to serve? She doesn't answer, because she doesn't know. They drive back, silent. The USB drive feels heavy in Dominic's pocket, like it weighs more than it should. Back at the farmhouse, they plug it in, review the files. The target, Dmitry Volkov, Russian arms dealer, 58 years old, worth billions, protected by private security, impossible to reach through conventional means. Except for one weakness, confirmed by intelligence, by surveillance, by pattern analysis. He likes beautiful women, vulnerable women, women who need saving. And every month he visits a specific art gallery, looks at the same collection, the same artist. Gwen stares at the file, at the operation plan. She would approach him, pretend to be an art enthusiast, interested in the same collection, strike up conversation, let him feel powerful, needed, important. Get invited to his private viewing, his penthouse, his inner sanctum. Then Dominic moves in, elimination, quick, clean, untraceable. This is insane, she says. This is our life now. Is it, or is this what we're choosing to make it? He doesn't answer. They spend the next 48 hours preparing, studying, planning, finding angles. The operation is solid, professional, well-researched. But something feels wrong, something neither of them can articulate. The night before the operation, Gwen can't sleep. She finds Dominic on the porch, staring at nothing. Having second thoughts, she asks. 100th thoughts, 1000th thoughts. We don't have to do this. Then what? We run, we hide, we wait for the next organization to find us. Maybe we fight, maybe we. We're tired, Gwen. I'm tired. I'm tired of fighting, tired of running, tired of barely surviving. So we become killers for hire. We're already killers. At least this way we're paid killers, protected killers, killers with a future. She sits beside him. What future? Working for people we don't trust, eliminating targets we've never met, living under their control. As opposed to living under constant threat, constantly hunted, constantly. I know, she stops, tries again. I just thought we'd find something better, something that wasn't this. Maybe this is as good as it gets for people like us. They sit in silence, the weight of the decision crushing them. Finally, Dominic speaks. If you want to walk away, if you want to refuse this operation, I'll support you. We'll run together, and we'll figure something else out. But you think we should do it. I think we should survive, And right now, this is how we survive. The operation. The art gallery is in Manhattan. Expensive, exclusive, invitation-only events. Gwen arrives at 7:00 p.m. Perfect timing. Dmitry Volkov always arrives at 7:15. She's wearing a dress that cost more than most people's monthly rent. Hair styled, makeup perfect, playing a role. Wealthy art enthusiast, independent, confident, slightly vulnerable. The collection is Russian avant-garde, bold colors, abstract shapes, expensive. She studies the pieces, genuinely interested despite the circumstances. At 7:17 Volkov arrives, right on schedule. He's exactly as the file described. Late 50s, distinguished, powerful presence. And his eyes, they scan the room constantly, calculating, assessing. They land on Gwen, hold for 3 seconds, 4. She doesn't look away, doesn't look interested, just acknowledges his presence, returns to the painting. Classic technique, make him approach you. It works. You appreciate Kandinsky. His voice is deep, accented, confident. I appreciate composition, color theory, the way abstract forms convey emotion without representation. Most people see chaos. Most people aren't paying attention. He smiles. You're not from New York. Is it that obvious? Your accent, Midwest, Nebraska perhaps, Iowa. Close enough, she extends her hand. Claire Donovan. Dmitri. He doesn't give a last name, doesn't need to. They talk, art, philosophy, the nature of beauty, the purpose of creation. He's intelligent, educated, charming. If she didn't know what he really was, arms dealer, merchant of death, responsible for thousands of deaths, she might actually like him. After 30 minutes, he invites her to his private viewing. Upstairs, exclusive collection, not available to the public. I shouldn't, she says, playing reluctant. Why not? I don't know you, and my mother always said. Your mother was wise, but sometimes, he leans closer, not threatening, inviting. Sometimes the best experiences require a little risk. She hesitates, perfectly calculated hesitation. Just one painting, then I'll return you safely to the gallery. Just one painting. They go upstairs, private elevator, penthouse level. The collection is extraordinary, millions of dollars on the walls, no security visible, but she knows it's there. Dominic is 3 blocks away, monitoring through the earpiece she's wearing, disguised as jewelry. You're clear, his voice whispers. No immediate threats. Volkov shows her the collection, explains each piece, the history, the meaning. He's passionate, genuine, this isn't an act. Makes it harder. After the tour, he offers wine. Expensive, probably drugged. She declines, allergic, apologetic. He doesn't push, respects boundaries. Makes it even harder. You're different, he says. Most women who come here, they want something, money, access, status, but you. I just like art. No, there's something else, something. He stops, studies her. You're afraid, not of me, of something else. Her blood freezes. Is her cover blown? We all carry fear, she says carefully. It's how we survive. Indeed, but your fear, it's specific, recent. You're running from something. Aren't we all? He laughs. Philosophical, I like that, but I'm serious. If you're in danger, if you need help, I have resources, connections, I could. I'm fine, thank you, but I should go. Of course, but... He writes something, hands her a card. If you ever need anything, anything at all, call this number. I help people who appreciate beauty in a world of chaos. She takes the card. Thank you. And perhaps, if you're still in New York next week, you'll join me for dinner. Continue our discussion. Perhaps. She leaves, takes the elevator down, exits the building. 3 blocks away, she meets Dominic. That was... I know. He's not what the file said. He's... human, I know. They walk, processing. The operation was supposed to be tonight. Elimination, clean, final. But she couldn't do it. Couldn't pull the trigger metaphorically, not when he was. We need to abort, Dominic says. They'll ask why. We tell them the truth, insufficient access, more time needed, anything. Gwen's phone rings. Vance. She answers. We need more time. He invited me to dinner next week. That's when we move. Understood, but Ms. Davis, don't get attached. This man is responsible for weapons that kill children, women, innocents. Don't let his charm fool you. I'm not. Good, because in 7 days he dies, and you're the one who makes it happen. The call ends. 7 days. 7 days to prepare, to plan, to find a way to kill a man she's starting to like. The preparation. The week passes too quickly. Gwen and Dominic plan, study, prepare, but something has shifted. The operation feels different now, not just elimination, but betrayal. Because Volkov called, twice, just to talk about art, about philosophy, about life. He's lonely. That's what the intelligence reports missed. Dmitry Volkov, billionaire arms dealer, is profoundly lonely. You can't think of him as human, Dominic says on day 5. You have to think of him as what? A monster. He's not. He's just a man making terrible choices. Terrible choices that kill thousands. I know, but nothing. If you can't do this, tell me now. We'll abort. Find another way. There is no other way. You know that. The dinner is scheduled for day 7. High-end restaurant, private room, maximum security. The plan, Gwen wears a modified perfume atomizer, contains a contact poison, fast-acting, untraceable. She touches his hand during conversation, transfers the agent. He dies within 6 hours. Heart attack, natural causes. Clean, professional, deniable. But it requires proximity, skin-to-skin contact, intimacy of a kind. The night before, Gwen can't sleep again. Dominic finds her, same porch, same silence. I can do it, he says. What? The elimination. I can get close enough, you don't have to. No, it has to be me. He won't let you that close. He trusts me, he thinks. She stops. He thinks I'm safe, vulnerable, harmless. You're none of those things. I know, but he doesn't. Gwen, if this is too much. It's not, I'm fine, she looks at him. I just wish there was another way. There isn't. I know. The next evening she dresses carefully, the atomizer concealed in her bracelet, one press, one touch, one death. The restaurant is exquisite, private, isolated. Volkov is waiting. He stands when she enters, genuinely pleased to see her. Claire, you look beautiful. Thank you. They sit, order. The conversation flows naturally, easily. He talks about his childhood, Moscow, poverty, the choices he made to survive. I'm not proud of everything I've done, he says, but I'm not ashamed either. We all do what we must to survive, to thrive, to matter. And dealing arms, that's mattering. It's power, and power is the only thing that protects us from chaos. Even if that power kills innocence. Everyone's innocent from their own perspective. The terrorists I arm, they believe they're freedom fighters. The governments I supply, they believe they're protecting citizens. Who am I to judge? Someone with a conscience. He laughs. Conscience is a luxury for people who don't need to survive. The dinner continues. 2 hours, 3, the conversation deepens. He asks about her life, her fears, her hopes. She lies, carefully constructed lies, but some truth bleeds through. The loneliness, the exhaustion, the desire for peace. You're running, he says, not a question. Aren't we all? From what? Choices, consequences, the past. I could help. I have resources. If you need to disappear, truly disappear, I can arrange it. Her hand is on the table, the atomizer ready, one touch, one transfer. All she has to do is reach out, take his hand, activate the mechanism. She looks at him, this man, this arms dealer, this killer, this lonely, human, complicated man. Her hand moves. reaches across the table. Dominic's voice in her ear. Now, do it now. Her fingers touch his. The atomizer activates. Transfer complete. Volkov doesn't notice, just smiles, squeezes her hand gently. Thank you, he says, for an evening that reminded me I'm still human. 6 hours. He has 6 hours. She pulls her hand back. I should go. Of course, but will I see you again? Perhaps. I hope so. She leaves, walks out, every step feeling heavier. 3 blocks away, Dominic is waiting. It's done. I know. They drive, silence heavy, oppressive. I killed him, she says. You completed the mission. I killed a man who was kind to me, who offered to help me. Who deals weapons that kill children, who arms terrorists, who's responsible for thousands of deaths. I know, but nothing. This is the work. This is what we agreed to. She knows he's right, knows it logically, factually. But it doesn't help. 6 hours later, the news breaks. Dmitry Volkov dead, heart attack, natural causes, tragic. Her phone rings. Vance. Well done, the operation was perfect, clean, untraceable. He's dead. He was always going to die. You just made it happen sooner, and saved thousands in the process. Did I just eliminate one dealer? There will be others, there always are. Perhaps, but today you made a difference, and that matters. The call ends. Dominic looks at her. How do you feel? Empty. That's normal. First elimination always. This isn't my first elimination. I've killed before. But this was different. This was cold, calculated, intimate. This was professional. I don't want to be professional. I don't want to be, she stops. Can't finish. A killer for hire. Yes. Then we stop. We refuse future operations. We run again, we. There is no we run again. They'll find us. They always do. Then what? She doesn't answer, because she doesn't know. The truth. 2 days later, Vance calls again. We need to meet. I have the information you requested, the truth about who we are. They meet at the same pier, full circle. Vance arrives alone this time. No backup, no support. You completed the operation. Perfectly, so I'm honoring our agreement, the truth. Who are you really? Dominic asks. We're called the Assembly. We're not government, not military, not intelligence. We're older than all of those. We've existed for over 200 years, operating in shadows, managing crises, preventing wars, sometimes starting them. That's vague. Intentionally, but I can tell you this. We're the people who handle problems governments can't admit exist. We're the invisible hand that guides geopolitics, the unseen force that prevents apocalypse. So you're the good guys. We're the necessary guys. Good is subjective, necessary is absolute. And you want us working for you. We want you joining us. There's a difference. You'd have autonomy, resources, protection, and purpose. Purpose. You've spent 2 years surviving, reacting, being hunted. Don't you want to matter? Don't you want to make a difference? Gwen speaks. We made a difference with Volkov, and it felt wrong. That's conscience talking. But consider, how many lives did you save? How many terrorist attacks prevented? How many children who won't die from weapons he would have sold? You don't know that. We do. We track. We measure. We quantify impact. Eliminating Volkov saved an estimated 3,000 lives over the next decade. 3,000. Does that make it worth it? I don't know. That's honest, and that's why we want you, because you still feel, still question, still care. We don't want psychopaths. We want people who understand the cost, who carry the weight, who make the hard choices anyway. Dominic and Gwen exchange looks. We need time, Dominic says. You have 48 hours. Then we assign your next operation. Or, he pauses, or we go our separate ways and you're on your own again, hunted, vulnerable, alone. He leaves. They stand on the pier, same place they rescued Emma, Same place, everything changed. What do we do? Gwen asks. I don't know. That's not helpful. I know. They walk, thinking, processing. If we do this, Gwen says, if we join the assembly, we become something else, something we can't come back from. Maybe we're already something we can't come back from. Maybe, but there's a difference between surviving and surrendering. Is there? She doesn't answer. They spend the next 2 days discussing, debating, fighting, making up, fighting again. Every argument circles back to the same question. What do they want? Safety, they'll never have it, not really. Peace, not while they're hunted. Purpose, maybe, if they believe the assembly's claims. Normal, that ship sailed 2 years ago. On the morning of day 3, they wake up, look at each other. We're doing this, Dominic says, not a question. We're doing this, Gwen confirms. They call Vance, agree to join, officially, permanently. He sounds pleased. Welcome to the assembly. Your next operation briefs in 1 week. Rest, recover, prepare. What's the operation? Extraction, high-value target, enemy territory, minimal support, maximum danger. Sounds familiar. It should. It's what you're best at. The call ends. They sit in the farmhouse, their 6th safe house in 2 years, maybe the last if the assembly's protection is real. We just sold our souls, Gwen says. Maybe, or maybe we bought our freedom. With blood money. All money is blood money. We're just honest about it. She laughs, bitter, exhausted. When did we become this? When we chose to survive. At what cost? Whatever it takes. That afternoon, someone knocks. Not Vance, not the assembly, someone else. Gwen opens the door. Sophia. Beaten, bloodied, barely standing. Help me, her voice cracks. Please, they're coming, they're going to kill me. Who? Everyone, the syndicate remnants, the assembly. Everyone, I know too much, I've seen too much. She collapses. Dominic catches her, drags her inside. They treat her wounds, stabilize her. She's in bad shape. Days of running, no food, no rest. When she wakes, she looks at Dominic. I'm sorry for everything, for all of it. I know you hate me, I know you'll never forgive me. But, she grabs his hand. But you need to know, the assembly. They're not what they claim, they're not protection, They're what? Their collection. They collect people like you, use them, burn them out, then discard them. Or kill them if they know too much. How do you know this? Because I've been researching, for months, ever since the syndicate mentioned them. The assembly is worse, so much worse. They've been doing this for decades, recruiting skilled criminals, using them, then eliminating them when they're no longer useful. You're lying. I'm not, I swear, I have proof, documents, evidence. They're not saviors, they're predators. She pulls out a USB drive, hands it to Dominic. Look at this, see for yourself, then decide if you want to work for them. He plugs it into the laptop, opens the files. Pages of documents, operations, names of operatives recruited, names of operatives eliminated. The pattern is clear, undeniable. The assembly recruits skilled criminals, uses them for 1-3 years, then eliminates them, quietly, permanently. Average lifespan after recruitment, 18 months. Gwen looks over his shoulder, reads, realizes. They're going to kill us. Not immediately, but eventually, when we've outlived our usefulness. Sophia sits up, wincing. There's more. The operation they're sending you on, the extraction, it's a suicide mission, designed to eliminate you, make it look like mission failure. Clean, deniable. How do you know this? Because I hacked their systems, saw the planning documents, saw the contingencies. You're not meant to survive the extraction. Dominic and Gwen stare at each other. They just agreed to join an organization that's planning to kill them. We need to leave, Gwen says. Now, before they realize we know. They already know. Sophia's voice is weak. I was tracked here, deliberately. They wanted me to tell you, wanted you to know you're trapped. Why? Because panic makes people stupid, makes them make mistakes, and mistakes make elimination easier. A car pulls up outside, doors opening, footsteps approaching. Dominic moves to the window. 8 operators, full tactical gear, were surrounded. Back exit. Probably covered. Then we fight. Against 8 Tier 1 operators, we'll die. Better than surrender. The knock comes, polite, professional. Vance's voice. Mr. Cross, Ms. Davis, I know you're armed. I know you're considering fighting. I'm asking you don't. We don't want violence. We want conversation. You want us dead, Dominic shouts back. No, we want you compliant. There's a difference. Sophia told us about the suicide mission, about the elimination cycle. Silence. Then, Sophia is compromised. Her information is unreliable. She's been working with syndicate remnants. Everything she's told you is designed to turn you against us. Prove it. Open the door, we'll talk, face to face. No weapons, no violence, just conversation. Dominic looks at Gwen, at Sophia. Do we have a choice? We always have a choice, Gwen says. It just might be between dying fighting and dying cooperating. Then I choose fighting. Me too. Sophia tries to stand, fails. Don't, please, they're too strong. Too prepared, you'll die for nothing. We've been dying for nothing for 2 years, Gwen says. At least this time we choose how. They arm themselves, position strategically, prepare for the final stand. Vance's voice again. You have 60 seconds, then we breach. And when we breach, people die. Probably you, possibly my operators, definitely Sophia. Is that what you want? What we want is freedom, Dominic shouts. Freedom is a myth. Everyone serves someone. Everyone is controlled by something. We're just honest about it. 30 seconds. Gwen checks her weapon. Full magazine, 2 backups, not enough. Dominic is at the window, calculating angles, odds, survival chances. 0. The survival chances are 0. 15 seconds. Sophia is crying. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. This is my fault, all of it. 10 seconds. Gwen takes Dominic's hand. I love you. It's the first time she said it. Out loud, unambiguous. He looks at her. I love you too. 5 seconds. The door explodes inward. Flash bang, smoke, chaos. Operators pour in. Professional, efficient, overwhelming. Dominic fires, drops 1, 2. Gwen hits a 3rd. But there are too many, too prepared, too good. Someone grabs her, throws her down. Weapon gone, hands zip-tied. Dominic fights 3 simultaneously. Gets 1, almost gets 2, then goes down, hard. Sophia just curls up, defeated, broken. It's over in 90 seconds. Vance enters, calm, unhurried. Well, that was unfortunate. Go to hell, Gwen spits. Probably, eventually, but not today. He kneels beside her. You made a choice, an admirable choice. Brave, stupid, but admirable. You're going to kill us. No, we're going to recruit you, properly this time, with full understanding of what you are, what you're becoming. We're not becoming anything. You're becoming ours, and you'll do it willingly, because the alternative, he gestures to Sophia, the alternative is what happens to people who refuse. One of the operators drags Sophia forward. She's barely conscious, beaten, broken. Your sister has been very helpful, providing intelligence, leading us to other syndicate remnants. But now, he pauses, now she's outlived her usefulness. He pulls out a pistol, aims at Sophia's head. Unless, he says, looking at Dominic, unless you agree, right now, full cooperation, complete compliance, in which case Sophia lives, protected, safe, hidden somewhere even we can't find her. You're lying. Probably, but you'll never know unless you agree. Dominic looks at his sister, at Gwen, at the impossible choice. Fine, I agree. We agree, just don't kill her. Vance lowers the weapon. See, that wasn't so hard. He gestures, operators lift them up, cut the zip ties, help them to their feet. Welcome to the assembly, properly this time. Your first operation briefs tomorrow, and this time, he smiles. This time, there's no walking away. They're loaded into vans, separate vehicles. Can't communicate, can't plan, can't escape. Gwen watches through the window as they drive. City lights blur, freedom disappearing. She thinks about choices, about survival, about the price of staying alive. And she wonders, when did surviving become worse than dying? Her phone vibrates, one message, from an unknown number. She opens it. A video shows a man in a suit, in an office, somewhere expensive. He looks directly at the camera, smiles. Ms. Davis, Mr. Cross, my name is unimportant. My position is all that matters. I run the assembly, and I'm formally welcoming you to our organization. You've been tested, evaluated, and accepted. The next phase of your lives begins now, and I promise you it will be extraordinary, painful, dangerous, but extraordinary. Welcome to the war you didn't know you were fighting. Welcome to the side you didn't know existed. Welcome, he leans forward. Welcome to the rest of your very short lives. The video ends. The van keeps driving. And Gwen realizes they didn't escape the syndicate. They just joined something worse.